We always begin with vocabulary, and our first word is festival. Sorry, festival. Festival. Okay? Festival. A festival is a day or time of celebration. A day means a whole day or a certain time that people celebrate. We have this word here, celebration. Of course, that's also in the unit title. So celebrate. Celebrate, of course, as a verb. Celebrate. Celebrate means, and this pen, celebrate. Okay, sorry about that. To celebrate. To celebrate means to rejoice, to have fun, to recognize something great, like an event, or you can celebrate people as well. So to celebrate is to kind of have a party because you want to honor something. You want to recognize something or someone. For example, every year you celebrate your birthday, right? And that is a type of celebration. But a festival is when people get together and they all celebrate like a holiday or some event, and that's a festival. Next, we have the word religious. Religious, O-U-S, means full of. So for example, famous, full of fame. Religious, full of religion. Okay, so relating to religion. Somebody who is religious, of course, they have a religion. They believe in a god or gods, right? So they have religion. They are religious. Okay. Patriot. A patriot is a person who loves, they live in their country, but they love their country. So if you really love your country and you think your country is a great country, maybe, you can go too much, obviously. My country is the greatest in the world. Well, okay, be careful with that though. But of course you love your country, you love your family, you love where you grew up. You were born there. That's what you know, right? So you're a patriot. You support your country and you support the community and the nation in which you live. You are a patriot. Okay. Parade. We talked about festival before. We talked about celebrations, right? A festival is where people will celebrate a certain event or people, and usually during a festival, there might be many parades. A parade is a line of people. Could be cars, could be big vehicles that aren't really cars, but they're kind of like cars, but they have a big platform and statues or people on them, and it's very fantastical, very colorful, very interesting float. We call those floats. And a musical band that moves through a public place. So parades usually go through city streets. You don't really see a parade out in the middle of the country. I mean, what's going on? The cows will be happy, but usually you have a parade through a populated area so that many people can appreciate and join in the excitement and the joy of celebrating some event. And the people in the parade have organized, they've practiced, they put a lot of effort into either playing musical instruments or in wearing special costumes or making great designs or interesting, colorful floats to celebrate a certain event. So parades. A very famous parade is a Thanksgiving parade, the Macy's parade during Thanksgiving in New York City, where Macy's department store, the tradition, they have a parade for Thanksgiving Day, and they have a lot of different big balloons, huge balloons of different characters from culture. But there's many different kinds of parades. Next, we have a feast. A feast is a large meal for a celebration. A feast is like a lot of food, okay? So a very good example of this is in America, Thanksgiving. Families will get together, they'll cook a turkey, right? This is a turkey, and they'll have lots of stuffing. Here we have grapes, you can have potatoes, corn, cranberry sauce, gravy. Well, I'm getting hungry. Okay, but anyway, there's a lot of food, right? And that's a feast. And people usually, traditionally, will celebrate holidays and special events by eating a large meal together with their family, because that's a great way to have a good time, to have a party, to rejoice, and to remember something that's important to their culture or their tradition. So let's have a feast. Okay. Our next word is firework, although we usually say fireworks because there are many of them. And what are fireworks basically? Fireworks, it says a display to show colorful lights for fun, but this is could be a little bit confusing. Don't get confused with like electric lights. No, these are lights caused by gunpowder, and gunpowder shot up into the sky with rockets, okay? And the rockets will shoot up in the sky and they'll explode in a colorful explosion of light. Now, of course, fireworks originated from China, but countries all over the world use fireworks. And you've probably seen firework displays before. And in some countries, fireworks are very, very common. I remember I lived in the Philippines for about a year, and it seems like almost every night they were firing fireworks, big fireworks. The hotels would do that around the area for advertising, I think, and things like that. But fireworks are very common for celebrations. What's a celebration without some fireworks? A famous celebration in America, of course, that uses fireworks is the 4th of July, Independence Day. So that's very common. That's kind of like what the picture shows, the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and there are many fireworks. Well, they're very colorful because they're explosions, and the explosion shoots out different dyes or different chemicals to make bright colors, reds, greens, blues, yellows. Very colorful display. And good fireworks display, they'll have like a big show at the end. They'll shoot up some rockets, but at the end, they're just going off all over the place. It's really exciting, and you really have to be there. It's hard to explain. But very, very interesting. And fireworks are very common to use for celebrations. Okay, next. Speech. Have you ever given a speech? Many people are nervous about speaking in front of other people. You give a speech, right? I need to give a speech tomorrow. I have to give a speech for my class. But you give a speech. And a speech, of course, is something that you say. It's a prepared remarks, usually has an introduction, body, conclusion. It's speaking by a speaker in front of many people. They are giving a speech. So I have some remarks, I have some comments, I have some things I would like to tell many people. I will give a speech. But a speech is usually a prepared group of remarks, and it has some structure to it. If you just get up in front of a television camera and have a press release or just answer questions, that's not a speech. A speech is something you wrote about, you thought about, and then you stand up before other people and you give that speech. Okay, those are our words for this lesson.
Lesson 2. Various celebrations. Festival. A day or time of celebration. Religious. Relating to religion. Patriot. A person who loves his or her country. Parade. A line of people, cars, and a musical band that moves through a public place. Feast. A large meal for a celebration. Firework. A display to show colorful lights for fun. Speech. Speaking by a speaker in front of many people.